Greetings to you, Crocoduck Army. I hope you're enjoying my videos that you don't have to pay your internet service provider any extra to watch on YouTube. I also hope that they're coming in at the same speed as anything else that you would normally do on the internet. You can thank Obama for making sure that happened starting in 2015. Under the current rules referred to as net neutrality, internet service providers can't play games with the speed at which they serve content. They can't decide that they will stream content that they own faster than content that they don't own. They also can't decide to gouge content providers and force them to pay a premium to be served at the same speed as everyone else. This is not just an alarmist pro-net neutrality fantasy. Before net neutrality, there were already moves being made to gouge content providers. Which is fine unless you don't want to pay more for Netflix. Now that Trump is in office and attempting to roll back everything that Obama ever did, he appointed a lawyer for Verizon, Ajit Pai, to chair the FCC, the organization whose role it is to regulate companies like Verizon. This is in keeping with Trump's usual policy of appointing people with clear conflicts of interest to various posts. On a side note, this is Exhibit A on why when election 2020 rolls around, those political hipsters who say the president is just a figurehead are getting no respect for that opinion from me. The president has a ton of say on the direction of the country. Ajit Pai, along with the Republican-controlled FCC, is going to vote on December 12th to kill net neutrality. ISPs have spent tons of money on senators to make sure they get what they want, including tens of thousands of dollars on Nevada Senator Dean Heller's campaign alone. In our pay-to-play political system, this is all sadly legal. This is an issue that has some support on the net neutrality side from Republicans and near universal support from Democrats, but of course the main driver for this is the big business wing of the Republican Party. Any sort of regulation that evens the playing field for small companies like the internet platform is going to be looked at with some contempt by some people. They're used to being in a pay-to-play environment with barriers to entry for everything, and so they get annoyed when they're not allowed to extort more cash for basic services that they already provide. Their argument is that the free market will sort it out, and that people will be able to choose their provider if they want to, based on how they regulate their internet. At least one large provider, Comcast, had said that they will not throttle their speeds based on the source of the content, but that seems a little hard to believe given their lobbying against net neutrality. I doubt they were spending all that money on principle alone. Turns out Comcast changed their statement on their site about no paid prioritization on April 27th of this year, literally the day after Ajit Pai announced that he would scrap net neutrality. Unfortunately for most people, they often have only one major company as a choice for their ISP, due to various local rules, and the net neutrality fight has nothing to do with any of this. Many consumers are going to be stuck with whoever it is they have already. The ability to do more a la carte types of services may sound good on the surface to some people as well, but this could also limit information that they get, including news. Conservatives would love to make sure that Fox News and Breitbart are in the news bundle in the post-net neutrality world, and get served at lightning-fast speeds compared to others, and they might be willing to pay for it. The stakes here are a lot higher than how fast you can get Stranger Things to stream on your device. The amount of complexity that can be added to something that used to be simple is the perfect environment for a cash grab, both from consumers and from content providers. But the consumer lobby can't afford to give senators that kind of cash. Interestingly, Trump recently threatened to sue the ISP AT&T over their planned acquisition of Time Warner, a content provider. It would be too much power in the hands of too few people, according to Trump. His argument against an overconcentration of power is probably the irony of the month, since his enabling of the destruction of net neutrality will likely lead to all kinds of abuses based on a small amount of companies wielding a huge amount of power. If you want to contact the FCC, then certainly go ahead and do that, but there's really no hope for saving net neutrality until Trump is out of office. We just need to make some noise about it and remember this decision during the elections in 2018 and 2020. That is when we will reap the rewards for our activism.